Hello friends, this is Anton and you are on the Blackroom channel. Today I welcome you in Uzbekistan, Tashkent, at the ART Electro Company's showroom, where we have jointly opened a new Blackroom showroom. Right here, beneath me, in this basement, a true home cinema, Dolby Atmos 9016 with Alcon's audio and 3-knob has been assembled. This is a huge large house, with 4 floors and an attic, which includes offices and showrooms, and it's all ART Electro, a powerful engineering company in Uzbekistan, in the city of Tashkent. And today I just want to briefly show and tell you about the room, about the showroom we have jointly constructed here. Let's go! Well, dear friends, I truly welcome you to our brand new, not yet completely finished showroom in the city of Tashkent, Uzbekistan. This is the first structure of such scale and nature in Tashkent, as far as I know. We are in partnership with the company ART Electro, right in their office in the huge showroom that they already have here. We designed and have now built and even launched this wonderful demonstration cinema hall. This is a full-fledged Dolby Atmos home cinema hall with 15 speakers and 4 subwoofers. This is the audio system. We use Dutch equipment from Alcon's Audio, represented by ART Electro, in Uzbekistan, and the company Blackroom in Moscow, Russia. This is a unique audio system with ribbon tweeters that provides both crystal clear studio sound and concert level sound pressure, which are so important in cinema and live performances. Concerts, various demonstrations. Well, today we will definitely conduct a demonstration with you. Our system is launched and operational. So what else can be said about this room? Before the finishing, it was over 50 square meters. Now the space feels somewhat smaller with the finishing in place. On one hand it seems large, but on the other hand you wouldn't say it was 50 meters here. Because we took away from the walls as needed. Well, there you go. Here, where the half columns are, for example, it's probably about 40-45 centimeters to the former concrete. Here it's about 20 centimeters, slightly less, to the concrete. The same goes for the ceiling, only, well, the ventilation, as you understand, runs through ducts. And here in the central part, in the coffer, we have placed exactly 6 ceiling speakers and also a whole set of acoustic panels. Friends, a short tour. While we haven't put the fabric on the walls yet, while there's still no fabric on the screen. Look, the room is approximately 45 square meters. Now you see more precise data. We have 2 rows. The first, accordingly, is the main one. The second is on the podium. And the audio system is Alcon's Audio 906 and 4. Subwoofers, the exact same audio system as we have in Moscow. Screen, 190 inches, just so you understand the width. Format, Kayan, with motorized curtains. Screen, excellent screen. Of course, the fabric is acoustically transparent, and we caught a glimpse just before the fabric is about to be stretched. This screen is a huge, good, beautiful frame. Here are the curtains that will move, making the screen cover the entire wall just the way we like it. And accordingly, the acoustic design follows the classic standard with a depth of 90 millimeters. Here we have cylindrical panels. Oh, yes, there will be light. Accordingly, SQRD panels, DOT panels. In general, everything is the same as we have in Moscow, only all of this will be hidden with beautiful finishing. That's why I'm filming and showing you how the entire acoustic skeleton looks before the finishing. 4 Alcon's Audio 18-inch subwoofers, exactly the same as the ones we have. Right here is a special window, a special projector sleeve for the projector. Currently there is an NZ9 projector, JVC, and the plan is for a barcode to eventually be there. The 10th barcode, and here accordingly we have absorption. So in general, this is the room. As you can see, the framework is ready for the installation of fabric panels. Well, this setup will look even better because it's not final yet. There are still many touches left to complete, but that's not the main thing. Let me briefly tell you how we build home theaters and what stages this process consists of. I'll immerse you a little into the world of what we do, a little about the company. We have been operating in the market since 2012, and now we have over 50 home theater projects under our belt. Last year, we won the International CD Awards competition. This is an international association of companies involved in audio, video, and smart homes. And in fact, in Russia, we applied last year for the second time. Before that, in 2022, our Moscow showroom made it to the finals. And last year, we submitted a real project. And we were the first in Russia to do this and win the competition. Moreover, we won in 2 categories. We also received an award for the best documentation. We shared first place with some English company that has been building industrial automation for 40 years, and they are like very challenging. It was difficult to compete with them. And in fact, home theaters. We build them at the highest level of complexity. We do not take on simple, cheap projects. This is handled by a whole set of our partners in Moscow, who are happy to create various budget solutions. We specialize specifically in such rooms where we can showcase all our experience and expertise, where you can, so to speak, do it yourself. Experience a huge surge of emotions when you sit down, set everything up, turn it on, and a tear rolls down your cheek. Right here, these are the kinds of rooms we create. This particular hall of ours won a competition last year. Here are the visualizations, but it closely resembles how it turned out. This could be a modern design. This kind of kitsch can be completely wild. That is, it's like a nightclub where everything is also very well and correctly done in terms of acoustics. Well, just this kind of style. It includes disco lights, professional equipment, karaoke, and 12 very expensive finishing materials. Onyx, marble, brass, even poles for dancing right on the stage. In general, there's smoke, a machine, disco lights, a shooting range, and just about everything you can imagine. And the client simply enjoys it there. This could be the style. In the style of the movie Tron, for example, a completely futuristic story. Not a single spotlight, all lighting is LED. And it's also RGB. A little, for some reason, there's a mismatch in proportions when we stream the screen. Well, in general, classics, of course, loved by everyone. This is also a cinema hall. You see where the fabric is, all our things are hidden, just like here. Well, there are also wooden carved elements. This one is in the basement of an old mansion in Moscow, in the center of Moscow. The walls cannot be touched, so we constructed certain structures there and also worked on the sound. This kind of minimalism is also, by the way, a bit similar to what we have achieved here. What is a cinema hall? A home one. It's not just about movies. It's, of course, the modern trend for series, because they are now released in such quality that, oh my, they are no worse than movies. It's a karaoke system. Probably 2/3 of the halls are equipped with a karaoke system, because the audio system, which is designed to play movies properly, easily handles real sound, live sound from a microphone. And there's no need to come up with anything extra to integrate a karaoke system into this hall. It will definitely fit here too, and this will be one of the usage scenarios. For example, in Moscow, in our showroom, we enjoy singing karaoke at every corporate event, and it's better than any club, because the acoustics are so lively and natural that, in general, you just get pure enjoyment. Of course, you can work here, come with a laptop, and in a calm, quiet room, lock yourself in and sit focused. Either work, make calls, or you can display a video conference on the screen and sit with colleagues on a huge screen, discussing projects, building mind maps. You can exercise here, meditate, do anything you want. In fact, we count more than 20 scenarios for using this space, because it lends itself to something like that. Pleasant and secluded. And actually, you can come up with a lot more. As for parties, gatherings with friends, and watching sports, I won't even mention. That is the most obvious. Returning to the equipment we use, it's precisely a professional solution. Only the equipment that is designed to be used specifically in home theaters. There is such a niche, believe it or not, but there are specialized brands, product lines, from brands that are created exclusively for placement. In such rooms, they have specially designed ultra-thin cases. A convenient form factor so that they can be inserted and hidden in walls. Unlike those big boxes you see at concerts, yes, they can be loud. But would you really put something like that in a room up to 30 square meters? It would take up half a meter or a meter right away. And accordingly, all the electronics, the control system, all of this, you can see the main brands here like Alcon's Audio, GVC, and the red one. This is what we will mainly be listening to and watching today. And of course, Trinov Audio. Today, the international sales manager of the Trinov Audio brand is here, which is known for the best audio processors in the world that deconstruct sound. These multi-channel processors work with all speaker channels and allow for the most precise, flexible, and free calibration of this room, bringing it to perfection. And I'll show you the equipment. The final stage of installation is still underway. Here we caught Tom, over there, Sci-Hi. Let's do a channel splash show and a day of witmentment. Still in the process of the JVC project, here it stands on such an improvised stand. Well, because everything is prepared, the selection is actually like vacuum cleaners. Why did you say that? Here we have 2 racks. The main rack is for the processor, amplification, UPS. And there we also have MAD-VR sources. Well, because we decided to use this space under the stairs so as not to block the path here and to make it convenient for maintenance, a projector could be used. Well, in general, here we go. We are about to start calibrating. Of course, you won't need to carry with you to the cinema halls 5 remotes, 10 remotes to control all these complex. All of this is entered into the devices right here, into the tablet or your phone with a press. With literally 1 button, you can control the climate, lighting, and various audio, video, and signal sources. Launch the content if you want, like me, directly from the tablet, broadcast it to Apple TV. Do whatever you want. A home theater also necessarily includes premium, specialized furniture with very good and classy finishes where it's pleasant to sit for a long time. And if you're tired, you just press a button and the chair reclines. You've changed your body's position in space and can spend another hour comfortably watching your favorite movie. That's why we always recommend specialized recliner chairs. Furniture that transforms. This is exactly what is most suitable for use in home theaters, where you need to watch a movie for 2 to 3 hours, or sometimes even organize a marathon, I don't know. A season of a series, for example, you might lock yourself in for the whole day. Of course, this is exclusive finishing. Any materials, be it onyx, the lighting, natural leather, brass. Expensive carpets with various underlays, convenient carving, patination, veneers of any expensive wood species. Solid wood. All of this has a place in a home theater. The main thing is to know how to prepare it, and we are the utmost experts in these matters. And we will help anyone from the architecture and design side who wants to implement such a project. We are here for you as a reliable expert support massa, always ready to assist, consult, provide feedback, and work together with the client to make it as good as possible so that they enjoy it to the fullest and always wants to return to this room. It's pleasant, even when nothing is playing, like right now. As we sit here, it's just nice to be here, and the eyes relax. Everyone's eyes relax differently. For some, it's ornate. For others, it's minimalism. The main stages of creating a home theater. Well, first of all, it's the design process. We design in 3D, now using the Revit program, where we draw out the entire room from the concrete with all the layers. First soundproofing, then the audio system. All the main elements of the home theater, such as the seating rows 1, 2, sometimes 3, and sometimes even 4. This is the screen size. This is the entire video projection, correct and proper placement of the rows from an acoustic standpoint. We usually place around 15 speakers, at least 4 subwoofers. And all of this, as a competent technical 3-dimensional model, moves on to the design stage. In the end, actually, when the entire project is ready, you receive an album. The output currently consists of about 130 pages. Up there you can see an example of a project, a specific project for this showroom. You can directly familiarize yourself with it, see what it consists of and how much. Details are thought out, because this is truly the most important stage, creating such a complex engineering structure where we consider everything. We already understand that we will not make any mistakes. And this is the only guarantee that such a hall can be built at all. Without such a project, it would all be, well, I don't even have words for how one could build something like this within such a budget without serious planning. This is the key to success. Part of the project is the design development. This can be a designer from the client. We have our own designer. In any case, we combine this story one way or another and help, or we ourselves propose concepts and develop visualizations. And in the end, the person gets exactly what, and even more interesting than they dreamed of. And that very dream interior that they want will eventually be realized. That is, any style is possible. Our portfolio is also available at the top. I recommend browsing through it. The hall can look however you want, like this modern fabric minimalism classic. And of course, any kitsch as well. All of this has the right to exist. And then we start implementing this project. The very first stage is the rough stage, where we completely soundproof the room, create a capsule room within a room, lay all the necessary communications, enclose everything, and assemble all the necessary rough structures, such as the audience podium. Behind the screen wall, where the main speakers and subwoofers are located, sometimes there is a stage like this one here, and any other niches for some acoustic systems, including on the ceiling. All of this is done at the rough stage, and you get such a black room. Well, essentially the finish of the rough stage, only everything is painted in a dark color, and it is already ready to such a fine finish. Then the fine acoustic finishing begins, during which acoustic panels are placed in the necessary locations according to the project. And then all this beauty arrives and is also installed. That is, these are either wooden panels, then covered with fabric sections. Like here, a very unusual rounded design is made. And here too, fabric panels inside, at an angle. An acoustic door is installed, which is also our product. We manufacture it and deliver it to the site, install it. The same one will be installed here, well, literally in about 3 or 4 weeks. That is, the finishing is underway, after which you see a finely completed cinema hall. And at the very end of this finishing work, we bring all the equipment and start installing it. Before the fabric accordingly is set, we need to place the speakers, subwoofers, connect everything, wire it up, and start launching and testing. The projector is being installed and the equipment rack is being assembled. The equipment itself, so that it doesn't flicker, make noise, or heat up the room, is moved somewhere outside. Usually it is placed in an adjacent server room or technical room where it stands quietly. It operates on its own, is controlled with an iPad, and doesn't bother anyone. The very final stage, when everything is ready, the furniture has arrived and been assembled, and the room is completely finished, takes place. Fine-tuning, or as we call it, calibration of sound and video image. Here you can see the process of sound calibration as we do it. We are the only company in Russia certified under 2 standards simultaneously. Personally, I have a certificate. Home Acoustic Alliance is for audio calibration, level 3, the highest, and ISF is already a standard. The video calibration process itself takes a minimum of 2 days. That's for sound tuning, and 1 day for video tuning. Sometimes longer, up to a week sometimes, yes, because sometimes certain issues are discovered at this stage. They need to be physically addressed, tightened, and fixed. That is, there might be some rattling or something else. Somewhere someone forgot to tighten something, and so on. So this can, well, also slightly prolong the process. But overall, purely in terms of time spent in the room, I feel confident when I have 2-3 days for one sound. Because video can, well, be done in half a day, sometimes even less. But overall, it's something like that. That's roughly how video calibration happens. And essentially the types of home theaters that we classify, what we offer to our clients. There are some standard solutions. We have specifically developed 4 basic designs that we can quickly set up in any even ready-made room with minimal dust and practically without renovation. That is, essentially, it's like bringing in furniture and it gets assembled. Well, it's a compromise solution without soundproofing by default. But on the other hand, a home theater can be made quite quickly. And we believe that a period of 4 to 6 months is quite fast, because there is also the delivery of equipment, which rarely takes less time now. Because the more serious the equipment, the more it is custom ordered directly from the factory. Here, and in your location, and in Moscow, often there is nothing like that in stock. Everything is made to order. You choose one of 4 finishing options, and accordingly, the level of the home theater that results, we evaluate as follows. Well, this is what we start with. If compared to cars, it's like a Toyota Camry or Volkswagen Golf. The next option is a custom design. This is what we initially specialize in. This is a custom-made suit. This is not a made-to-measure suit, it's a bespoke suit. When everything is developed from scratch, according to the client's requirements, including custom design, style, and sometimes even furniture. Here the timeline is 7 to 10 months, no less. And in terms of class comparison with cars, this is where such a project begins, in terms of price and budget, roughly speaking. From a Mercedes E-Class or BMW 5 Series. This is the kind of business class in which we operate. At a minimum, and the exclusive story of a Mercedes, Maybach, or Rolls-Royce, where everything is completely exclusive with the most expensive materials, top-level high-end equipment, because even specialized equipment has several lines, several levels, and let's say power under the hood. That is, for example, to light up such a screen, this projector barely suffices. We actually intended to use another one here, the Bark, which is more powerful, but it costs 3 times more. Well, sort of. And the larger the screen becomes, the more expensive the projector becomes, for example. And the same applies to the room. If the room were 100 meters, the lower range of Alcon's audio would no longer suffice for us. We would have to go for the higher range, which is an additional 30–40% more. You can make the speaker configuration larger, not 15, but 25, for example. And they will all have sound flying around them. That's how Dolby Atmos sound works. But then the system would cost, for example, several times more. There you go. So it's easy to go overboard here. But we always know where to strike a balance and recommend to both the client and the partner how to do it as reasonably as possible for the budget the client is actually willing to allocate for this project. There you go. Well, and there's nothing better. To truly understand how important this is to someone, there's nothing better than bringing them to a showroom like this, seating them, and simply demonstrating it to them. Whites, this is the only way to show what this product really is and what they can ultimately receive. That's why we created this showroom. And now it will be a tool for working with clients, a sales tool. The only correct way to convey why we say that a home theater costs this much or that much is because it includes so much. It's all like this. It's complex. There are very few specialists, and even the equipment alone costs this much. Therefore, that's where the budget comes from, friends. So, this is what we have created together with ART Electro, a real showroom, Blackroom, now in Uzbekistan, Tashkent, Amir Temur Street 86. All the contacts for our joint showroom are in the description of this video. If you live in Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan or somewhere nearby, you can always fly here, arrange in advance, and visit this real team, Blackroom Cinema. I hope it was interesting and informative. Be sure to like this video if it was. Subscribe, because I know that not everyone who watches my videos is subscribed. And we'll definitely see each other in new videos. This was Anton with you, the founder of Blackroom. Yes, it will be a real cinema. Goodbye, everyone.